Certainly it's possible, Adnan, and that's what we're learning through this report now, that he did have connections. The Wall Street Journal citing former government officials that said as well, beyond the CIA of the United States, there was other security services, or forces, I should say, that he had been meeting with. And that's further backed up by a forthcoming book by a Washington Post journalist. Some parts of that have been snipped and reported in the press, including allegations or claims that are very similar, that Kim Jong-un was meeting with the CIA, his contacts in Singapore and Malaysia. We certainly know that he was traveling there often. He was cited and captured on camera patroning various resorts, casinos in that area. It's known that he had a penchant for gambling. His family was located outside of North Korea as well. So it wouldn't be overly surprising to believe that these foreign governments had tried to contact Kim Jong-un to try and learn more about the inner workings of Pyongyang. But that's the big question. How much did he actually have to offer? He'd been out of the inner circle for many, many years. North Korea watchers will say that he was never really seen as a possible candidate to take over his father's dynasty, that's Kim Jong-il, in North Korea. And he just didn't have the reputation of a leader. It's also reported, it's well known among the analyst community, that he had little or no relationship with Kim Jong-un, and that they may have never met more than once, perhaps. That also goes to say that how much would he have known about Pyongyang? How much could the CIA have taken from him if they, in fact, had been meeting on a regular basis or occasionally outside of North Korea in places like Singapore and Malaysia?
It also leaves us wondering how the outside world gets information about what's happening in North Korea. Of course, there have been a few high-level defections over the past few years. Spying would probably be one of them. Another question that emerges is, with Kim Jong-un continually, or his representative, saying that Pyongyang had nothing to do with that assassination in Kuala Lumpur, maybe Kim Jong-un was assassinated by somebody else. If you're a spy, you can make lots of enemies.
Perhaps that's true, and we know that he was traveling through Hong Kong, and there's claims that he was working with Chinese security agencies as well. So he may have had multiple targets on his back. At the time of his death, South Korean officials said that he had been targeted because he was criticizing the regime in Pyongyang, reinforcing their belief that it was, in fact, the North Koreans that conducted the hit at Kuala Lumpur Airport in 2017. But yes, as you say, there may have been multiple people out to get them, but it's just hard to verify at this time. And like I said earlier, it's hard to know exactly how much intelligence he had on North Korea. It is hard to gather information from within that reclusive state. You mentioned defectors, high-profile defectors. I've sat down with Tae Yong-ho, a former official to the United Kingdom on the behalf of North Korea, a diplomat who is still frequent in the media today. But he even still bases a lot of his commentary on the North on analysis of what's coming out of North Korean state media, and that's what's released to the wider world. He himself, now limited in his knowledge, he can take from the past, but the inner workings of the Kim Jong-un dynasty, or the Kim Jong-un government of the Kim dynasty, are much less known.